there's top tiers of artists in each genre, so to speak. So obviously we could listen to a certain rapper and go, that's just not for us. But someone like A$AP Rocky or someone like Kendrick or Kanye or even pop stars like Dua Lipa, like they're all doing really well for a reason, because a lot of their songs are really good. Yeah. So it's like
I think it's the difference between catchy and a good song, though. You know what I mean? Like I think I don't really like 6ix9ine, but I like A$AP because I feel like there's a lot more weight to A$AP songs.
There's also a lot more creativity.
And a lot more feeling. There's too much vibes out there. Everyone's going for like, oh, let's make a vibey tune, and like, but there's no weight to like song meaning. That's why I like.
It's kind of like a quick hit kind of thing. It's like that. People putting out songs all the time. Like Drake puts out 2 albums in a year, nearly 18 song albums. How big was what's his name's album?
Just like 20 songs.
20 songs or something.
I think that is, it's kind of like a trend that comes and goes and has done for years and years and years. But then you've got bands who have a very clear and direct message, particularly like where we're from in Ireland at the moment. You've got bands like Fontaines DC and the Murder Capital, and they're bands who do have a lot of substance because their message is very clear in the way they portray themselves and how like they write lyrics even and things like that.
They're very sure of themselves.
So it's a thing that comes and goes, like even genres of music, you know. It does boil down to kind of what's trending
right now, and for the last few years, rap's been pretty much at the top of the food chain. But I think especially recently with like Sam Fender being so in the public eye from the UK, and also bands like him, like the Amazon, like all these big UK bands, they're kind of starting to hold.
Sam Fender's really good because he has something to say. Like, it's good to see someone doing well in the pop charts that actually is saying something, rather than seeing 6ix9ine up there with Gummo shouting about any
I don't know, man. Gummo's a good tune.
No, that's what because I'm not young anymore. But when you're young, and especially a beginning band, well, you're not a beginning band, but looking at the musical landscape, how do you perceive kind of what you will be in store for?
I don't know.
It's a good question, because it's like,
man, we can't even.
Where's the space for us? Is what you're asking.
We can't even describe what kind of music we play, because we just take from everything. So it's really hard to say where we'll be in a few years' time.
It is interesting, because I do think there's a lot of rock music is coming back these days. You've got like Sports Team are great. Loads of good UK bands like Shame are unbelievable. They kind of spearheaded it, I think. This like new wave or whatever they're calling it.
I do think there's a lot of people who want to get out of the kind of
new post.
There's a lot of people who want to get out of the just the whole popular, like listening to what everyone's listening to. It's kind of getting more cool to find that niche and to try and find more like
something unique,
alternative music. And 1975 just put out like a ridiculous song, and it's kind of shown that you don't really know what's going to happen, because I feel like they just put out a song. If you haven't heard it, it's like a
It's like 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson.
It's great. It's great.
Insane.
But it's something that no one expected from them, and they didn't need to do it. But because they've done it, they've kind of opened any door for themselves in the future. They can do anything now, and everyone's gonna be like, "That's."
We were all very, very drunk when we first heard that, and we got very scared.
No, I think it's great news though, because it just shows that someone who could have easily just put out another pop song and played it safe, they've decided to do that and not care, and it's going to change things, I think, a lot.
It shows there's no rules when it comes to making good music.
So there isn't really a pattern to follow, because no one really knows.
It's just that I think the business has become so monopolized. Like, there's no such thing as like a medium-sized band anymore. You're either huge or you're small, because in the middle you're in this like zone where you're not making any money and you're just in debt all the time. But if you're a small band, obviously you don't have a lot of equipment. So it's just, I think people are starting to find their legs. It's like Spotify's kind of been, and this whole like streaming thing has kind of been like the Wild West almost. And I think everybody's trying to get a grips now. But I think once people can start making money again by making music, I think it'll be a lot more diverse.
Yeah, that's a good point.